Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video I'm going to be doing my review for the current and most recent episode of Superman&Lois, which aired on the 7th of March 2022, and it was the 7th episode of the second season. Currently, what we're seeing obviously is a continuation throughout this whole season of the reveal of the ultimate villain, which we thought to be Doomsday, has turned out to be obviously Bizarro Superman, as you can see right here in the picture. The trick slash bait and switch that the writers did over at the CW TV network, obviously for the show, specifically, obviously, were was and it was and also is was very creative, obviously, and it had everybody, myself included, thinking, "Oh, it's Doomsday," and that would have been great. But it turned out, obviously, it was Bizarro Superman in a suit that obviously was who came from his own Earth down to the regular, obviously, current time Earth of 2022 in America, obviously in Smallville, to warn Superman, his obviously the American version of him, the regular version of him, about what's going on. Obviously, why he's there, but obviously we all thought he was there to destroy everything. He was actually turned out he came there to help Superman, the whole entire family, the Clark family, obviously, the Kent family, excuse me, obviously, in the rest of the cities of Metropolis, also in Smallville, against the ultimate villain, who is Allie Alston, who is a cult leader who has superpowers, which she gets from this amulet slash necklace that's been in her family for ages. Her family's very evil and obviously manipulative. She's like a parasite. That's what they describe her character as. What she can do to manipulate people, and obviously how she feeds off their life, and obviously their pain and suffering and their misery. Because her being a cult leader, she obviously does it herself with her powers of persuasion, and how she was able to get Lois Lane's sister to stay with her for so long, and she's still with her right now. So ultimately, what we're seeing is obviously the control of her trying to take over the city, and obviously the pushback, obviously with the now the Department of Defense getting involved, but they have seemingly backed off now, are obviously have changed their minds, because in this episode we saw obviously continuation of last week's episode, which was Superman&Lois season 2 episode 6, where Superman was arrested at the end of the episode and charged with treason by Anderson because he did not want to tell Superman where Bizarro Superman's location was. So because of that, he threw him in jail, and so he's been locked up in this whole episode for the most part, through halfway through an episode, a quarter, let's say halfway through, yeah, with his brother Morgan Edge, who is also now known as Tal-Rho, aka the Eradicator, his half Kryptonian brother. They have the same mother, but not the same father. We also saw their Kryptonian mother talk to them in this episode together. Superman and Morgan Edge's obviously Kryptonian mother explained to them, with also Bizarro Superman, the importance of taking down, working together to take down Allie Alston, also Anderson himself. So basically, they were locked up together, and Superman and Morgan Edge were arguing throughout the whole episode. Most of it, obviously, what went wrong, why Superman screwed up, and obviously how they can help each other. That obviously seemed to not be the case with Superman. He didn't want to let his own half brother out of jail, but obviously they had to eventually devise a plan to get out of jail and break out of the black site where the DOD was keeping them held hostage. Because Anderson said, "I can do this. This whole entire operation has been sanctioned by my boss, my superior. She told me I can do this, and because you don't give me the location of Bizarro Superman, you can stay here with the rest of your life as a traitor to your country of the United States of America, and be labeled obviously, like I said, a traitor, and obviously a treasonist or a turncoat with your brother Morgan Edge, who is also known as the Eradicator." They eventually fought and they did break out of the DOD Supermax, I guess you can say, black site slash prison that they were in like a big, huge cage of a house where they had books in there for Morgan Edge to read, because he's a philosopher as well as being a super evil genius. They broke out. The location of obviously where Bizarro Superman was obviously was a lie that Superman gave to Anderson eventually, after they put a kryptonite collar around his brother Morgan Edge. Obviously, he's obviously has powers just like Superman, and it was hurting him and killing him. So Superman obviously didn't want his half brother die, so he told Anderson, gave him the coordinates of where he was, the longitude and latitude. Unfortunately, obviously, there was a wild goose chase that Superman sent Anderson, the rest of the DOD soldiers on, because Bizarro Superman is no longer there at the Winter Fortress of Solitude. Obviously, it looks like obviously the North Pole with all the snow. He was never there. He was at their hideout slash cave in the Badlands slash like the desert area where Morgan Edge has his obviously Fortress of Solitude, where it looks like canyons. It looks like Arizona, canyons, hills, dry desert, heat, sand. That's where they have his fortress of solitude at opposite of Superman, where Superman's is a winter ice cold climate. Obviously, it looks like obviously the North Pole or Antarctica, just snow everywhere, and it's obviously very big and obviously very wide. So that's what happened. They broke out, went to go talk to Bizarro Superman. Obviously, explained the Morgan Edge was explained to him that his wife is the reason why they their brotherhood, obviously their family slash brotherhood was a problem, and they couldn't trust each other. Morgan Edge wanted to know who his wife was in the future, so he didn't get to figure out who that was. Anyways, the whole Allie Alston situation, obviously, was discussed. Obviously, and this whole thing was debated about her being killed by Superman. Morgan Edge told, as it was our Superman told him. Morgan Edge, obviously, they explained to each other that they couldn't do this. Obviously, Morgan Edge didn't, obviously, but Superman obviously told Bizarro Superman he can't do it. But the only way Allie Alston obviously will be free, taken down is if she's killed, and then everybody will be safe in Smallville, also Metropolis. The X-Kryptonite drug that Jordan has been taking, and the rest of some of the guys one of the guys on the football team, Teddy, to give him superhuman strength and ability and cognitive clearness, was taken by Anderson. He kept taking it throughout the whole episode. Towards the end of the episode, multiple times. So he was a super soldier. Anderson turned himself into a super soldier. He got into a fight with Superman, Bizarro, Superman, and also Morgan Edge. So he took all three of them in a fight by himself, like a handicap match, sort of. If you're a wrestling fan, you've seen that, but handicap matches are usually 2-on-1, but they can be 3-on-1 as well. It's always a handicap because one person's at a disadvantage, where it's 2 people on 1 or 3 people versus 1 person. He hit them, was shooting at them with bullets out of his guns that he had, multiple ones, and multiple X-Kryptonite vials that he was taking to not only to give himself superhuman ability and strength, but to also poison Bizarro Superman to weaken him. He kept shooting the Kryptonite guns that were experimental at everybody. There were bullets in them. He kept shooting at them. Superman was trying not to get hit. He did get phased a little bit because he shot some type of mist at him that was obviously from a rifle that had kryptonite bullets in it. So Superman kind of was a little wary because of the smoke from the kryptonite. But obviously Morgan Edge took 3 bullets in the chest for his brother Superman, 3 kryptonite bullets. They almost killed Morgan Edge, but Superman had to take them out of his chest, obviously, and use the his super heat, obviously, from his eyes, his super eye vision, laser beams from his eyes, and burn them out of his body. Because when kryptonite is ingested, obviously, or hit one of the or put into obviously in the bodies of any Kryptonian, they have to burn the kryptonite out by using heat to get it out of their body, like a toxin, obviously, because it is a toxin, it's a poison that kills them. So Superman's Kryptonian mother explained to Superman that he needed to burn out all of the kryptonite from Morgan Edge, aka Tal-Rho's body, to save him. He did. While that was happening, Bizarro, Superman, and Anderson were getting into a big, huge fight, and they were hitting each other, flying around, punching and hitting. Kind of felt like Neo versus Agent Smith in the last Matrix movie, the third one, Matrix Revolutions. But obviously the last one of the trilogy before they just had this new one, Resurrection. They just came out recently, obviously. And that was basically what's going on. Anderson kept using X-Kryptonite to strengthen himself, give himself more power after he ran out of bullets. Then he kept punching, hitting, and then he choked down and snapped the neck of Bizarro Superman. As you can see right here, this is him. He's obviously dead, no longer alive. At the end of the episode, Morgan Edge was returned back to his jail cell by Superman in order to keep his relationship with the DOD intact, so they trust him. Obviously, Anderson is on the run now. There is an arrest warrant for his arrest for him, arrest order or warrant for his arrest. Lois Lane, his father, says he's going to be helping lead the investigation / search for him and to find him, because he told Lois Lane, his daughter, it was my fault because that he's hired. I recommended him for the job to take my place once I left and retired. So they're looking for him. They can't. I don't know where they're figuring to find him eventually, but at the end of the episode, Anderson showed up and gave the amulet, which gives Allie Alston all her powers. He gave it to her and he said, "Superman wanted me to destroy this. I think I should give this to you. He told me you were a bad person. I looked into you myself, and he's obviously evil himself. He's a turncoat and a hypocrite because he calls Superman a traitor. And he said you're committing treason. He actually is doing that himself, so he's a hypocrite." similar to what I saw with Loki and Sylvie on the Loki show. She told, obviously she's Lady Loki. She told Loki, "You're going to destroy everything," and actually she ended up being the one to destroy time and the fabric of time itself. She did it and killed Skull. I think his name is Cole. Anyways, the guy who runs the timeline, she killed him, and obviously everything's screwed up. So this is similar to that, where one person says you're going to destroy everything, you're a hypocrite, you know better than me, but they actually do the exact same thing that they're accusing you of. So they're like, obviously, something like Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals: always accuse your opponents of the same thing of the thing that you're actually doing yourself. So that's exactly what happened. Obviously, that's just some political banter throwing that in there. But yes, he was very hypocritical. Where Anderson's going to be now on the run, we don't know. Allie Allison has her amulet / necklace to give her all her powers to enslave people and even inflict damage and more pain on not just the people in her cult, but all the people around the city of Smallville, also Metropolis. So in the next episode, we'll see what happens, obviously, with that, with the DOD obviously trying to find where Anderson's at, the whole situation, what they're going to do with Allie Allison, because they had no proof or evidence. Only the Clark family knows about that. Also, we're trying to see, hopefully, if we can actually see John Henry Irons and Natalie, his daughter, now, if he's fully recovered out of the hospital, because he has not been in the last 3 and 4 episodes. She has not been either. The focus has been Jordan and Jonathan and his girlfriends, obviously Sarah, her family, the whole situation with Sarah's mom trying to be in politics, run for the mayor of Smallville, going up against the guy who obviously is trying to be reelected. Whole smear campaigns going on with her family. The husband obviously got caught with his marital affairs with a bartender who he's been going to. He's been seeing the last year at a bar, and that's obviously been a big, huge problem and issue. Jonathan, one of Clark Kent's sons, his oldest, got caught with the the X kryptonite, in his bag. He was holding it for his girlfriend, who's obviously been his drug dealer / supplier. Obviously, she's a very, very terrible person. He got caught. The police didn't press charges of the school, but Lois Lane told him, you need to tell me who gave you this. He said no, he would never give it up. So he's obviously going to have to work on himself. His father at the end, who was Clark Kent, aka Superman, told him, you need to make up for this, and you disrespected his family's name. You put yourself in harm's way. Obviously, this is a problem, and you need to fix this, and you need to obviously make up for your mistakes, and you're gonna have to obviously deal with this. And the long road to recovery and also trust from us as your parents is obviously gonna be something you're gonna have to deal with. So that's what obviously is gonna happen. We'll continue on the show with Jordan and Jonathan. Obviously, Jordan told his mom that he knew about Jonathan's situation for about a week now, but didn't tell her. So obviously got him in trouble as well. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, when the show returns next week, the show has been very fun and entertaining. We'll see what happens. I did recently do another review a couple days ago for the last episode for the season finale of season 7, episode 13 of The Legends of Tomorrow. That's another CW TV network. I don't know if that's going to be renewed for a season, but we're waiting to see what happens, myself included, and also anybody else who watches the show. But we'll see. Obviously, it's been a very interesting, I guess you can say, last couple of months with these shows, but Superman&Lois has been very fun and entertaining. I don't have a problem with it. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm just hoping to see if we're going to get a sighting of Lex Luthor at the end of this season, also Doomsday possibly, what's going to be going on with Amertech and that whole situation. We'll see if Anderson finally is going to be brought in with the DOD in handcuffs, or possibly join Allie Alliston's army and her cult and be taken, I guess, not alive, but some way he'll have to go pay for his crime. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's basically it. That's the end of my video. My review for Superman&Lois is season 2, episode 7, that aired March 7th, 2022. We'll see what happens when the show picks up next week. I think there's about 14 or 15 episodes this season. I'm not sure. I think it's that. It might be possibly 15. I have to check back again to the exact number to make sure. The Flash is back on tonight with its season 8, episode 6. Yeah, it's back on. It's currently going to be seeing Nora Allen and Bart Allen, Barry Allen and his wife, obviously their kids, Iris West Allen, them obviously being back into the whole frame, and obviously the storylines for currently the season, since Armageddon's over, the 5-part episode series of the first 5 episodes of this season, which were all centered around obviously in Armageddon, the Flash being the one to destroy the world. And it turns out that obviously, it's not the case, obviously. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Continuing on with the CW TV network show, The Flash, as well as Superman and Lois. But like I said, that's the end of my video. Thank you for listening and watching. Let me know in the comment section if you have been watching Superman and Lois, if you stopped, obviously, or if you have not watched it at all. If you obviously, the show's on HBO Max and also Hulu, I believe. You can watch it on there, and also for free on the CW TV network, where you don't have to sign up for anything to watch the show for free, along with the other CW TV shows such as The Green Arrow, Black Lightning, The Flash, also Legends of Tomorrow as well. And that's basically it. And also Supernatural. And the shows are no longer on the air anymore. But that's basically it. That's the end of my video. Again, thank you again for watching, and let me know what you think about this down below in the comments section. Again, thanks again. Goodbye. Thank you.